Hello and welcome to the TCS podcast, where we're dedicated to helping you achieve extraordinary growth and success by supplying you with the tools, resources, and support necessary to not only build profitable businesses, but to create a lasting impact on your families, companies, and communities. I'm Eric Guy, president of TCS. Joining me today is one of our long-standing and upstanding members, Miss Maris Todaro. Out of Cleveland with Holland Paving. Welcome to the show, Maris.
Thank you, Eric, and congratulations.
No, thank you. I appreciate
That's
that.
exciting. That's good stuff.
So I've sent Maris an outline of some possible questions for today, but she sent me back a couple tidbits, and I just want to make sure that we get to them first. But before we do that, Maris, I'm gonna ask you those right after you kind of tell us a little bit of background around Holland, your role in it, and how you've gotten to where you're at now, because it's been kind of a journey.
Yeah, it sure has. So, I was born and raised into an asphalt paving family. My dad started out as a carryall driver. So many of my evenings were spent, hopping in the truck, going to measure driveways. And I was the girl that wrote down all the measurements, and so, I went to work for my dad, pretty much right in high school. And, I then decided to take a little bit of a different career path for a while and ended up back, in the industry at Holland Paving. And, in 2018, we were presented an opportunity to buy in. My business partner, John, and I were previous employees of the company, and we took a leap, and here we are today. So it's been a journey.
Yeah. And fun fact, you have, was it 5 different women from 5 different paving companies?
Right. So
Paving.
yeah, so it's pretty cool because in the 90s, a lot of businesses struggled, and Holland was able to, gather some different families came into Holland, and we've got a few different asphalt paving uh, women 5 women within the company that came from a background of asphalt. So we've all been through a series of different things. A lot of us more outside in the field, and some more in the office and estimating. So we've got a strong female backing up here in Cleveland.
Yeah, well, we'll unpack that a little bit. But what's been kind of your personal journey stepping into leadership, especially in a world that's mostly dominated by males?
Right. It is. um,
That's
so,
right. I love the answer, Maris. I love it. I love it.
uh, oh wow, every day's a new adventure, right? So, um, you know, my dad always instilled into me, like, look at this woman. I want you to meet this woman. And he would take me around to meet other women that were running businesses, and other women that were operating equipment, and just showing me that that's a good job, that's a good career. Don't discount it because not everyone is doing that. It's a good profession. So he really pushed me from a young age to somewhat normalize it. So stepping into that role really wasn't, I mean, it's definitely got its set of challenges every day, but whether I'm a man or a woman in the asphalt industry, it's challenging.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic that he was able to do that for you. That's fantastic. What are some of the blessings and challenges of leading
Oh,
the company?
well, without challenges, there's no blessings, right? I mean, that's how it seems to be. Um,
Yeah.
so a lot of the blessings really come in just watching other people grow. And, you know, having a vision for something that you're going to create and watching that come to fruition is definitely a blessing. And, the challenge is, you know, it just depends on the day. There's always a set of challenges. You know, the mindset is so powerful. So, just being able to kind of shift that challenge, into how can we grow from this? How can we evolve from this? How can we learn from it? Um, and get up above it. So,
What's one of the most valuable lessons you've learned being in the business?
oh, there's so many. Let's see here. One of the most valuable lessons. Um, you you really need to um, control emotions, take emotions out of it, and if I'm unable to do that at the time, then I should not react. Um, and um, Sometimes silence is the best weapon. It gives you the most strength. So, um, reacting out of emotion, I would say that's definitely been a challenge in the past that I've had to overcome.
And speaking of that, any advice on how to handle tough conversations?
Oh, well, you know what? I've learned that my type, I need to marinate on things for a little bit, whether that's taking a walk or, sleeping on it, and and then just going straight at it, really, but trying to find compassion and love in this situation, just to try to get to the root of what's going on. A lot of times, difficult conversations you walk out of, you may have gone into it thinking one thing and you walk out of it with a whole different perspective because you just took the time to ask questions and find out what's going on in that person's life and find out why the decision was made, or um you know those questions lead to answers you may not have expected.
So I know you probably never have any hard days in paving.
No.
But if you hypothetically did, what do you do on your hard days?
Breathe. um Sometimes being outside is really important. Getting into nature, um, and prayer, um, taking a walk, praying, being with nature, shutting my cell phone off for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it takes to just reconnect with what's truly really important, and then you know figure out what what's the goal, and what's the next step to get there.
Let's talk about, your team and growth and culture and things like that. How do you build and protect a strong team culture in the field and in the office?
Yeah, building building a team. We when we purchased this company, we purchased um, all of the employees, all of the assets. And with that, you step into automatically overnight, you're the owner. And slowly over time, you build your vision. And then slowly over time, you realize that there's certain people that may or may not fit into that vision. Certain people might have uh, a lot of talent and know a lot about the industry, but drag you down because of their attitude, or drag you down because their attitude is poisoning everyone around them. So, you know, once you get that core group of people where everyone's vibing off of each other and everyone I don't want to say enjoys coming to work, but it's a good environment. You become very protective of that. And as soon as, a new person steps into that environment, you notice that even the group is guarding what we've built. So, um, it's an important step to just make sure that people fit in, and if they not necessarily, I don't want to say fit in, but I suppose fit in with the chemistry going on in the field and the office. And if they don't, then making a change right away.
All right, we're back.
Oh,
Um,
hold on. What happened? There we go.
no,
Gotcha.
good.
Yep.
All right. All right. So, the question that I have for you, Maris, is how do you build and protect a strong team culture in the field and in the office?
Sure. So the process of building that team, and bringing those new people in, um, is is exciting when you finally get people that start to mesh together. And once you have that team built, it certainly takes a while, to figure out exactly how everybody's going to fit into their role, right? So when we bought the company, we inherited a bunch of um, 40 employees, right? And a bunch of equipment. And then you're just trying to figure out, um, maybe someone isn't suited for this spot, so they might do better on this team over here, and figuring that out. Some of the PI tests help with that. Um, just moving someone to a different crew. Um, but once you have these teams together and they start to vibe together, you really start to protect that. And if there's a cancerous attitude, you have to cut that out quickly.
Yeah. So, what do you look for in bringing someone new onto the team then with what you just said?
Sure. So depending on where that person is going to go, what we're hiring for. For instance, we were hiring last week for a laborer, and a woman came in, and her skill set, she was a property manager. And I'm going, oh, like, well, we can put you out as a laborer. Let's see if you like this industry. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you know, I could really use someone like that inside. So she is out there right now laboring, and I'm proud of her. She's been doing that for 2 days now. So we might have another female here at Holland. But so I'm usually looking for um, a strength that maybe I don't possess, or someone else on that crew is lacking.
So you talked about women, at Holland, and I love just kind of the attitude, like, hey, this is just normal. I love how your father did that for you. I think that's great advice. What other advice do you have that you would give women entering the trades, especially like leadership roles?
Mm. So figure out what you're good at and become excellent at it. Um, be resilient, and if you believe in it, and it's something that you want, you have to um, just master your skill, and then you're undeniable.
So I have the next question I have for you. I don't want you to be modest or humble. Like I want you to like, because you have some pretty powerful women inside your company in an industry that's not known uh, to have a lot of females in it. What could we learn that you're doing? What could the industry learn that you are currently doing to bring more women into the space, especially leadership?
Just listen. Um, you know, uh, don't discount. Don't a lot of that old school mentality of it's a man's job. Well, yeah, yeah. A lot of it you need strong backs, and but women have for instance, just teaching someone in the field, a woman in the field, how to lift things differently, how to shovel differently, how to use, we don't have upper body strength, how to use your legs, and just being supportive, and we might just have to make adjustments. That's all. Just depending on the person, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man that might not be as strong as some of the other people, and honing into, what the skill set of that person is. And I would just say, like I said earlier about emotions, just trying to keep your emotions out of it, and you're gonna be always judged going into almost every situation. And it's hard not to develop a hard shell from that. It's hard not to overcompensate for that. It's hard when you're questioned and you do have a lot of knowledge about the industry, and you're questioned or belittled. My first reaction is to overload them with information, and like I'll show them, uh you know and that's really not the right way to go about it, but that's taken time to find my voice in it, really.
So let's flip the switch here and talk about TCS because you've been a long-standing member. But there's a funny story that we need to share, and I didn't know this until last night. But one of the meetups I think it was your first meetup, you couldn't come to. You were ready to go. You're ready. Things are packed. Tell us the story. What happened?
So, well, there's actually two stories. The very first one in Pittsburgh, I had a foreman quit that day. Okay.
Oh,
And I was literally I had gotten a rental car was packed, and I'm texting the group when it was in WhatsApp. And I'm saying, my foreman just quit. We've got 500 tons to put down. And literally, I don't know anyone from TCS at all. I just joined like that week. And literally, my phone was blowing up, just blowing up. People calling me, and Keith called me, said, "Well, where are you?" In Cleveland. Well, okay. It was like people were offering to come and help us pave. What?
yeah.
I'm going, who are these people? It was pretty awesome. So that was my first experience with TCS. And from there it just got better. It just got better. What I mean, this industry is hard enough. To have people support you like that don't even know you is awesome.
And then
Yeah.
what happened at the meetup?
Okay, so then the meetup was coming. I'm like scared to go on these retreats anymore. Jeez. Um, the meetup was coming, and I was having some issues with my vision and in my left eye, and I ended up having to go to the emergency because I couldn't see at all out of my left eye. And
Wow.
everyone was in Florida. I believe it was in Tampa at the time. No, maybe not. Um, Anyway, my phone was getting blown up with messages, video messages, just everyone being super, super supportive through that. And, that later led to, actually, I was diagnosed with MS in February after that. So, just kind of being supported through that process as well, with everyone at TCS.
All right, rapid fire questions. You ready for these?
All right, let's go.
All right. Favorite part of the job?
Oh, problem solving, connecting with people,
One leadership trait you value the most?
adaptability,
A morning routine must have?
God, prayer.
Favorite piece of equipment?
Mm, the Workgen 200 or W200 FI.
Book, podcast, or mentor that has shaped you?
Oh, well, God first, and that's hard. I don't really have any. There's nobody that really. I mean, Jocko, I love listening to his stuff. That really helps me. Those books help me. Um, yeah, and my dad. Yeah, sure.
All right, last one. Finish this sentence. To succeed in this business, you need to?
Be resilient. Absolutely.
So what are you looking forward to as we go into the second half of 2025?
Well, I mean, we've got quite a bit of work that we need to get accomplished. We're running very efficiently right now. We're just trying to make a game plan to get everything that we have done. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to being able to celebrate that with our team. We came into this season with quite a few challenges, and everyone has really come together, and they're delivering the results right now.
All right, and then lastly, final word of encouragement for any contractors out there.
Oh, wow. Well, when it becomes overwhelming, just breathe, think of what the goal is, and what's the first step to move you forward to get there.
Good stuff. Thanks again for being on. I
Thanks.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Looking forward to catching up again. That's all, folks. That's a wrap for today for the TCS podcast. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and keep winning. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.